What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fireflies Wrestling Podcast. Today is January 1st. It's not January 1st. What am I talking about? It's January 5th, 2025. I'm glad I didn't say 2024 because we would have been a year in reverse. We've been falling in reverse. 2025, the year of our Lord, the year of the snake.
It's Jake the Snake.
Jake Roberts. It's not the year of the dragon anymore. We're past it. We moved past it. Ultimo Dragon, you're the real one. It is what it is. It is the year of the snake. It's the year of Jake the Snake. The year of Damien. The year of Jesse Ventura wearing that snake suit made out of Damien. God, what a heel. What a heel. And then we're still looking. We're still looking for more to add on to the year. So whatever we see out of wrestling, we're gonna add on to that year because we had
the year of Hogan Monet.
Hogan.
the year of Netflix obliterating Max.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyways, we are back. We took a break last weekend. I had my daughter in town, and for the New Year's. So before we get into any of the nonsense, like we always do, how was your week, Chris? How was your holiday vacation?
So New Year's Eve, I had to work until like 10 p.m., so I didn't do anything for New Year's. New Year's Day, I just chilled and relaxed at the house. Have we been on here since Christmas?
We were here the Sunday before Christmas.
That's right.
Before, but not after.
Not after.
That's right.
I saw Sonic 3. Probably the best of the three.
Good.
I think this is the most passionate project I've seen Jim Carrey do probably since like Grinch. And yeah, I mean, just working and took a couple days off towards the end of the month, last month, and starting a new year, starting a new look. Beard's gone,
Yep. I feel you. And Alec is joining us as always. What's up, Alec? How you doing, buddy?
What up, Alec? Happy New
Year.
What
up? And JR, how was your vacation?
The vacation was okay. Did a lot of driving to some relatives. So, hung out with them for Christmas and Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. New Year's Eve, it was supposed to be a party, but for some reason, half the guests were sick prior to the party. So it ended up just being four of us. Basically, we went to a steakhouse, which we got a reservation for at the last minute, which we were surprised at. So we went to a steakhouse on New Year's Eve, and then just hung out at one of my friend's place for New Year's. And then, for the most part, enjoying the WWE content that's now on Netflix, which is kind of crazy to see. I was actually just viewing it over the last few days there. They even include Over the Edge, which I kind of find a little to watch. Like, I didn't really watch it, but I just saw it there. But it says, before you view it, it says, tribute to Owen Hart, who died, unfortunately, during this pay-per-view. So it's like,
shit.
Okay.
Wait, so they actually have it on there?
It's on there, yeah. So if you go to it, it'll show the Owen Hart tribute, and then they'll show the pay-per-view there. But I haven't watched it fully yet, so because that's very surreal to watch. For the most part.
Sorry to interrupt. Now, what I gotta know is if they showed that part of it, or if they cut to after.
I have no idea. I gotta watch it, so I have to see for myself. I'll probably skim through it and see what they do show or whatnot. It does seem like it cuts out because it's only 2 hours and 20 compared to like 2.5 or 2:40 in this case here. So maybe they do cut some of it in there, but But yeah, other than that, just work here and there for a couple of days and so, and just still getting the condo ready for the most part. But yeah, all good here in Canada.
Nice. That's awesome. And Alex says, I'm doing great. Happy New Year's, guys. Happy New Year's to you, too. He said his New Year started off great. Zilla joined his podcast. That's big. That's huge. And he said, Chris, you look great with that clean cut.
Thanks, friend.
My New Year's was well, my holidays were pretty good. I went to a WWE live event in Baltimore, and there's a few surprises there. CM Punk was there, which is odd because CM Punk has been doing house shows.
That's right.
So I wasn't sure if he was going to be at Baltimore.
I think he's doing that for himself because of his feud with Rollins. Because obviously you can't be cold wrestling a match against Rollins.
Yeah. In that house show, it was Ray and CM Punk versus the New Day, which was a really good match, fun-filled match. The New Day has tons of heat, and house shows as well. So I don't know if they're going to be getting new music or not, but they kept. I know on Raw they did what they did in the house show, and they're like, just cut our music. You're not privy to hear that anymore. And we'll talk about that later. But
I think they should do what Triple H did with Ciampa and have him come out to no music.
Yeah.
Yep. Ultimate heels. And then they had the main event was Gunther and Damian Priest. And for all the shit that we give Damian Priest on this show, it was a really good match. That whole card was TV worthy in my opinion.
I'm gonna say this about Damian Priest, man. I don't hate him or dislike him in any capacity. I think if he wasn't so heavily pushed to the front of the card like Rhea is, I wouldn't feel the way that I feel about him. Same with Rhea. Because if she wins against Liv, anytime that Rhea comes on, I'm just going to turn it off. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I am over Rhea Ripley. I really am. Rhea's good. But tell me who, under her title reign when she was champion, benefited under her. Absolutely nobody. Maybe Becky. Becky's gone.
Yeah, I agree. And then a really special match, which I called Chris during the entrance of it. I didn't film it, but it was the Wyatt Six versus the Final Testament. And that entrance live gave me fucking goosebumps, man. I teared up. It was beautiful. It was a really good moment, but I had a blast at the event. And then, we spent New Year's Eve in Washington, D.C., getting to see some things. We went to Arlington National Cemetery, seeing the changing of the guard, which was really cool. I've never seen it before. I live an hour and a half from D.C., and I still have yet to see it, so that was cool. And then we went to the Natural Science or Natural History Museum. So you had all of the different animals. You had some of the skeletons in there. They had a massive crystal collection in there with the Hope Diamond. It was really cool. So I had a pretty awesome New Year's Eve. My daughter and I baked a cheesecake together. So that was the first time that we've ever done anything together with cooking and baking. And if you know me, I love to bake. I love to cook.
What kind of cheesecake was it?
Oreo.
Nice.
We made Oreo cheesecake. I made an Oreo whipped cream frosting for the top of it. It was really good. Probably hands down, my best cheesecake I've made to date. But I say every cheesecake I make is the best one I made to date. So
nice.
We're getting better, and it's awesome. But going to some of the comments, he said, I agree with Chris, but I do want her to get the title back if this feud ends on Netflix. I don't want her to get the title.
And that's what I'm saying. If it ends on Netflix, if they ended at Netflix, because everybody's saying it's supposed to go past WrestleMania. or going to WrestleMania.
Look, honestly, I'd like to see her go to SmackDown.
Yeah, they just keep them away from each other.
Yeah, and she's been on SmackDown live shows. Like she's doing the SmackDown roster.
Yeah.
Much like like you have everybody that was on SmackDown coming to Raw, and then Raw going to SmackDown, right? Like they're so keep her ass on SmackDown. Let her fucking fight Tiffy, or let her pick up a feud later on and see what happens. Bray goes in the Hall of Fame this year. Does anyone agree? It's time.
I have a thought about that, actually. So, going back to the Edge situation, I think is a really good example of this whole thing. Obviously, Edge didn't pass away. Neither did Daniel Bryan. Both of them were forced to retire at one point of their careers.
Right.
Yeah. And when Edge got put in the Hall of Fame, I remember there being a reaction about it. Like, oh, he's really young. Why is he in the Hall of Fame? And there's XYZ amount of names that aren't in the Hall of Fame yet. Daniel Bryan didn't go to the Hall of Fame, and he had to retire. Now with Bray, it's interesting because I would argue to say he's had a pretty Hall of Fame worthy career, and I wouldn't want him put in the Hall of Fame just because he passed away. You know what I mean? Like, I am all for that man being in the Hall of Fame. Obviously, I'm a big Bray Wyatt fan. So so is everybody else here. But I feel everything needs to align the way that it needs to align for him to be in that Hall of Fame. Because I'm assuming Lexus King's part of his contract was to get his father in the Hall of Fame, who still isn't in there. China still doesn't have a singles thing, but I don't think that's ever going to happen because of the porn thing. There are so many names that aren't in the Hall of Fame that desperately need to be in the Hall of Fame, are way overdue.
Yeah. Well, remember, Batista was supposed to be in there a few years ago, but he had to pull out at the last minute because he wanted to do it in front of a live crowd. So he's probably right now at the top of the list right now in terms of inductees at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if they do, or when they induct him into the Hall of Fame, he's going to be the headliner, and they're not going to. And I think that if they have somebody that they wanted to put in before Bray, that would make his entry feel a little less important. And I think that that's the debate that they're having right now.
I would say if not this year, then absolutely next year.
Yeah. I would say somewhere like maybe in a couple of years or so. Yeah, I would agree on that.
Yeah, and so what Alex says, so basically want his legacy to be the reason he goes in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And you have to think about it too. He's inspired a lot of professional wrestlers, right? And his death impacted a ton of professional wrestlers, right? Like Brody King, his impacted a lot of people. Bray's fucking shattered the world. And
you mean Brody? Just Brody?
Just Brody King.
Just Brody.
Yeah, you said Brody King.
Sorry, Brody Lee. I didn't mean Brody King. Sorry.
Brody Lee.
Yeah. I meant Brody Lee, but Bray's destroyed everybody. Bro, he inspired all creepypasta stuff. I wouldn't doubt it. But like honestly, his legacy that he left behind is worth more than going into the Hall of Fame. So I definitely agree there. But we're going to move past this and we're going to get to Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. Before we do, man, it's about that time. Chris, it's about that time, yeah?
Yeah, I already popped mine.
What?
I'm sorry, man. I popped it in the beginning of the podcast like I always do.
Okay.
I got my coffee from my large coffee from this morning still warm, even after a few hours later. So this is mine.
That's fucking dope. That's dope. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the show opened up with the New Day interrupting Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett coming out. Chris. Coming out, and the booze drowned him out. And Then Jey Uso interrupted them, came out, and pretty much shat on them. And said that he didn't know them anyways. Drew McIntyre attacked Jey Uso. And so Drew's just all over the place, as you'll see on when we cover SmackDown. Drew is just all over the fucking place. I love it. He's great, dude. He's firing on all cylinders. Like, if there's ever
years ago, you would have never caught me praising Drew McIntyre.
I know, this is so weird. That's why I can't take up this sword. Oh wait, never mind. We're past that now. He's the hitman.
Yeah. No, I don't want to know any spoilers, man. I don't want to know any spoilers. Don't want to know any spoilers. Anyways, but it's a good way to continue on what he's doing as far as being a new and that he's just attacking anybody that's helped Roman.
That's right.
So next we had Otis versus Chad Gable. Yeah, Alec, I'm not reading it. We're not going to put it on the show. Anyways, it was a really good match between these two. And like this showcased how good Otis actually is. And it also showcased how fucking strong Chad Gable actually is. Byron Cutler says, does Royal Rumble 25 defeat Royal Rumble 2021? We'll see.
I don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know yet. Anyways, so we seen Maxine Dupree and Akira Tozawa jump in, or at least try and cause a distraction when the Creed brothers came in.
She did.
Yes, she did. She showcased.
Yeah.
Anyways, the end of the match was Gable putting Chad Gable in the ankle lock and dropping down like Angle used to do, and Otis tapped out.
Real ones know how good Otis is.
Yeah.
Dude, he fought Ludwig Kaiser at the live show, and
how was that?
No, dude, great match. I've always loved Kaiser, and I like Otis, but like this show, like I don't know what they're doing.
Watch his like heavy machinery stuff. Like I didn't like the other dude too much, but go back and watch his heavy machinery stuff. He was great.
Yeah, he's funny as shit. He's like Chris Farley, right?
Right.
He's like Otis ate Chris Farley.
Yeah, I know exactly. And his stuff with Mandy Rose.
Mandy. Yeah. Anyways, next we had hype for Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. So we had R-Truth or No Truth versus Pete Dunne. And then we had Dakota Kai versus Zoe Stark.
Decent match. Decent match.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the match didn't like officially happen between Pete Dunne and R-Truth.
I said this every time, bro. Let Pete Dunne do that type of shit, and I am down for it 100%. Stop making him look like a jackass to R-Truth. I love R-Truth. I have no problems with R-Truth. But stop making Pete Dunne look like a jackass.
Yeah. I'm thoroughly surprised that they put Dakota Kai over Zoe Stark.
It's very surprising.
I think that she was part of Kairi Sane getting attacked.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Okay. I will say Dakota Kai put on a hell of a fucking match. And we finally have the final two for the United States, the Women's Intercontinental. Women's Intercontinental Championship, and one of them is Dakota Kai. Very solid match between the two. I enjoyed it. Next, we had Damian Priest and the War Raiders versus Judgment Day. I'm not going to lie, I didn't watch this match.
I wasn't paying attention the entire time.
Me neither.
No, I love the War Raiders. I love Judgment Day and what they're doing. There's a lot of heat between, like right now, backstage between Dom and fucking and Finn, and so
Dom is going to be a babyface this year. It's going to happen.
I can see it happening. He's probably gonna be more over than Jay is. I'm just saying.
Bro, they planted the seeds with him and Gunther. You heard dirty Dom chants. We haven't heard Dom chants ever. Ever.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was, I mean, it is what it is. We've seen Priest and the War Raiders beat the Judgment Day.
Yeah, next.
What?
Shocker.
Yeah. So we had Kaiser come out, and he was about to hype up Gunther and talk about how he was going to go again, like fight against Braun Breaker. And it looks like we're still getting Sheamus and Kaiser.
That's fine. I have no problem.
I don't mind it, but I would like to see him move on from Sheamus or something. Sheamus is great in the Best of 7 series, right? Do a fucking Best of 7 series with him.
Yeah, but then again, we what we know with Sheamus is that he can lose at any time. He's not there to win a championship nowadays. In this case, he's literally the ultimate. He's literally where Dolph Ziggler was a few years ago, where he basically enhanced talents that were coming up in this case here, or trying to push somebody. With Sheamus, he's already a made man. He's already a Hall of Famer. All you need to do with him is just put him in a good rivalry, which he has right now with Kaiser, and it's going to elevate Kaiser to the next level in this case here. So, I honestly don't mind those two.
Every encounter we've seen, minus the triple threat between Kaiser and Sheamus, hasn't been a clean match.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I don't think this match has been driven into the ground like Gunther and Damian was.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Then we had a backstage segment with Ray and Otis, and they're hyping up Ray as the fucking locker room leader, right? The guy. Which, honestly, he is.
Makes sense. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but we haven't formally seen like our locker room leader role on TV. So
the last time they did that was I think it was Seth Rollins berating the locker room for getting decimated at Survivor Series.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
You stupid kid.
Yeah, so then we seen Rey Mysterio or New Day interrupt Otis, and they started berating Rey Mysterio, and they challenged Ray challenged him to a match next week. And New Day pretty much laughed at him and was like, "You can't even get a tag team partner." He's like, "I have a partner."
CM Punk.
I think it's gonna be Penta.
That would be fucking insane.
Yes, but I think we said it in the chat. I would like to see Penta and Ray go over, and immediately, Penta goes into Penta Dark. I would love to see it, right? Like full heel sin. That is his best.
Penta come out as his partner, right?
Yeah.
Turns on Ray and helps the New Day win.
Oh, that's good too. That's good too. Yeah, Ray gets most of the match, and then Penta gets tagged in, and then he makes the turn. In this case, yeah.
Because the last thing we need is another member of LWO.
I don't think he's going to be.
I don't.
If they're hyping him up this much, he's not going to be just stuck with an LWO gimmick. In this case.
No, there's two people I don't want to be in the LWO at all. Like keep them far away from him. Andrade and Penta. Keep them away.
No. Andrade is an interesting one because I feel like Andrade is in the same boat as Dragon Lee with not very strong English. Yeah. And you can understand both of them when they talk.
I mean, if we're talking strong English,
hold on. I'm not just saying that. I'm just saying like Okay, Dragon Lee got injured when they had him on a push, so it makes sense for him to be an LWO. Andrade, I feel like right now where he is currently on the card would be better off in a tag team with somebody he can gel with, opposed to being on a singles run, because he's lost twice to Nakamura, clean, and now he's 0-2 against the United States champion. He's playing back bitch to LA Knight at the moment. I think they should put him in a tag team with somebody.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. But next we had Lyra Valkyria versus Io Sky.
Match is fucking insane, dude.
The
things these women did, I was blown away.
Yeah. Both of these women fucking threw it out there, left it out there, and I really thought they were going to push for Dakota Kai and against Io.
I'm glad they didn't.
I'm happy they didn't, because you kind of would have known who the fuck was going to win. Now it's so unpredictable. Are they going to push Lyra to win?
I think Lyra would be the best choice.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see Lyra, but I wouldn't mind Dakota winning, right?
So here's my problem with Dakota winning. Her going on stream crying about an opportunity.
Oh.
Now it doesn't seem genuine if she wins.
Yeah.
Because you have somebody like Zelina who asks, hey, I just want a chance to show what I can do. Then you have Dakota who goes on a stream and cries about not having an opportunity.
Yeah, and it seems, and the Dakota reaction is not as strong as Lyra's reaction.
Right?
When did this happen?
November. That sound right, JR?
Yeah. What, Dakota? Yeah, we're going on her Twitch podcast, or Twitch cast and all that. Yeah, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but yeah.
All right. And it's crazy because I've never seen Bleacher Report give an A+ to two women, and they gave it this match.
That was Stardom Io. That was Japan Io beating the living fuck out of Lyra. That was great.
Oh yeah. They definitely.
There were spots in that match I've never seen a female do.
Yeah. And Io fought Liv Morgan in the live event, and seeing her live is a lot different, like in up close. Because I seen her at WrestleMania, but seeing her live and up close, dude, god damn,
I had the opportunity to see her live in in NXT.
I gotta say, like, I think she might be my favorite woman competitor on that fucking roster, like at least on Raw. And we'll talk about Smack. The final segment of the show, I think, was the right way to cap out the year. Sorry, we disappeared for a second. It was the right way to cap out the year, right? Because this was New Year's Eve. CM Punk and Seth Rollins face to face. Everything got mentioned in this. Everything was put on the table here.
When I thought Rollins had the upper hand, man, Punk just right hook. I was just like, God damn.
Yeah, I was waiting on that on them to swing, and I'm glad that they didn't.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they didn't.
Everything needs physicality.
They don't.
Nobody had to fear for their life.
Anyways, everything was on the table here, right? And it started off with Seth talking about Punk and how he was a cancer. And much like we've heard before, and how he had to rip the cancer out and how he had to get him out and then he can move on, right? And we've heard this kind of talk from Drew. Drew said he was a sickness. But everything was on the table, right? And he said that, that you walked out on the fans, you walked out on us, and you say you love us. And then you went and you disappeared for 7 years and came back and you got hired at the competition. and what happened there. I thought that was a good line because it didn't necessarily bring. They didn't say to AEW, and it's very rare that they reference AEW.
Minus the corny ass competition line.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
They don't really have to
I think when he said the competition, that was kind of like, but I think the fact that he did it tastefully.
Yeah,
He did it tastefully. He didn't like bury them or try to bury them. He just said, "You joined the competition, trying to take us out of business, right?" And then he said, "You took your ball and went home." And Punk retorted with, "Did Austin take his ball and go home?" And
that line, bro, I was like, "Holy fuck!" That was so good by Punk.
Yeah, he was like, "Did Austin take his ball and go home?"
And Seth shook his head yes. I'm like, "Oh my god, bro!"
Yeah, he shook his head and said yes, and then he was like, "Your wife took her ball and went home. Is that right?" And he was like, "My wife left to raise a daughter, something you know nothing about." And it's like, oh fuck, right? Like, it's just still like little dagger jabs, it's twisted, and essentially, they had a nice back and forth, and like it to me felt like the tension between Hogan and motherfucking Macho Man, yes. Right there, right as they're about to fucking go to blows. Right? And like it felt like the tension between The Rock and Hogan went right before WrestleMania, right? That fucking tension, you can feel it. That tension between The Rock and Austin at Mania, right? Like that fucking tension, you can feel it, the hatred. That is exactly what it felt like. A monumental moment that was severely needed at the end of Raw. And I got to say, man, Punk also called Rollins a corporate sellout. He said, "You're a corporately created CM Punk." That's what he fucking said.
He's right. He's not wrong.
Mm-hmm. What he said was that was the most industry cliche planted bootlicker statement of all time. Took his ball and went home. And then he said, next week I get to make a boatload of cash, making you the victim you've always wanted to be, little brother. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, this was the line. He said, "You took a big chunk of change to go to the competition. How'd that work out for you?" And then Punk said, "I loved the place I worked. I just hated the guy in charge, but he loved you." I don't know who that's about.
That ended Rollins. I think that ended Rollins.
I don't know who that was about. Was it Vince, or was it Tony?
No, it was about Vince. Why would Tony love Seth?
Why would he not? He fits the mold of the indie guys.
Yeah, but if you think of it like the way that he was saying it, there's a promo back in WWE where he's like, "I love the place I work. I just don't like the people in charge." He said that in WWE in like 2013.
AEW, yeah. Okay, so they said that it's referring to WWE. And he said for 7 years, mostly during your televised time, chanted my name, dog.
I was like, brother, that was so fucking good.
Punk, in my opinion, Punk buried Rollins.
I think the only two things that Rollins got over him was bringing up the fact that he got fired and saying that, when you go down, you get up and keep fighting. You don't just walk out. I think those two lines are really good. But the second Punk brought up Vince, just like he did to Drew, I was like, damn, bro. I don't think Rollins can recover from that one.
No. And so they're slated to fight on Netflix. I don't think it's going to be a match. I think that it might be a match, but it might get thrown out.
I think it might be like Daniel Bryan and Punk was.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I don't really know, man. Like, I don't think either one of those men can afford to lose.
I disagree.
I don't think that it will hurt them. I just don't think that Punk can take a loss. Punk can eat an L. It's not going to hurt him. I think from a fan's perspective, I don't want to see either one of them lose. If Bronson Reed wasn't injured, I'm just saying, if Bronson Reed wasn't fucking injured, his Twitter has been on fucking fire, bro. Have you seen his Twitter? This man has been shooting his shot at everybody from Cody to motherfucking Punk and Seth, right? And so, like, that would have been a good way to end the match without either one of the men losing. I don't want to see another DQ finish, but I would be okay with it in this instance.
I think there is very few options that they can end this match with. I wouldn't be mad at a callback to the Royal Rumble 2000 and I think it was 3 or 4 where Triple H and HBK got knocked out at the same time for the last man standing.
That's funny enough. That was the match. I actually watched that match today, actually. So I know what you mean.
Last one of my favorite matches of all time.
Yeah.
I personally think, we'll go into the hype for next week, but I'll tell my thoughts there. But whatever they do for this Netflix special, Triple H has already promised it's going to be something we haven't seen before.
This man is going to be in his bag.
This man is going to be on his shit. This man is going to have lines of "Do you want to build a snowman?" waiting on him to book. Yeah. Anyways, he's not the snowman. All right. But anyways, I think that we're gonna see the real creative genius of Triple H come out more than we already have on Netflix, because there's going to be a lot less restrictions on them. So I'm happy to see what they do with that. Raw overall this week was not bad. It was actually really good.
That Punk and Rollins match, I think, or segment was a massive highlight.
It was needed. It was needed.
Match of the night easily goes to Io and Lyra.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it was a perfect, and that promo was a perfect way to end their tenure with USA Network as well. So, absolutely.
CC, what's up? Popping in and say hello, hi. Hope everyone had some good holidays. What's up, CC?
Happy holidays.
But anyways, we're gonna move on from Monday Night Raw, and we're gonna move on to this week in wrestling history. What you got, JR?
Nice. Yeah, I got you here. Let me just pull it up here. Oh, wait, what's this going on here? Why I can't unload?
Oh my God, this man has a family.
Well, I'm not sure. Oh, whoops, I'm on the wrong screen. Here you go. Okay. Where is it? There we go. Perfect. So we are going to go to December 29th here. So we're going to cover December 29th, January 1st, and January 5th here. It's significant for last week here because it has a significant moment that we all remember, as the photo shows here. So we'll start here in 1985. The NWA and the AWA co-promoted Star Wars from the Brendan Byrne Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
That is so random.
I know, right? The main event saw Stan Hansen defeat Rick Martel to win the AWA World Heavyweight Championship. Rick Martel, one of my favorites. 1991, WCW Starrcade 91 Battle Bowl took place from the Norfolk Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. The show was built around the Lethal Lottery, which saw randomly drawn tag teams come together to face off, with the winning team advancing to the Battle Bowl Battle Royal. Sounds like a clusterfuck already. The Battle Royal was won by Sting, who was partnered with Abdullah the Butcher, who won by eliminating Lex Luger, who was partnered with Arn Anderson.
Jesus Christ, what a fuck fest.
Wow, that's just okay.
Sting and Abdullah the Butcher. Oh my God.
Okay.
They should have just said Sting and the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy, right? Jeez.
No,
1995, ECW's Holiday Hell event took place at the Lost Battalion Hall in Queens, New York. And the biggest news item for the show, Mikey Whipwreck defeated Too Cold Scorpio to win both the ECW World Television Championship and the Tag Team Championship. He subsequently chose Cactus Jack as his tag team partner.
Fuck.
Mikey.
He likes it. Mikey really likes it.
Did Mikey Whipwreck have like an upset victory over Austin as well?
I believe so. Before he left, yes. I believe he did.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're correct. 1996, WCW Starrcade took place at the Nashville Municipal Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. In the main event, Roddy Piper defeated WCW champion Hulk Hogan. Match was non-title, haha, surprise. But it wasn't
work for me, brother.
The case, but it wasn't made clear that this was the case until after the match, when most people believed that Piper had won the championship. God, that's funny.
It's like Dusty Rhodes winning and like not winning the championship.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not going to work for me, brother.
Not going to work for me.
1997, on an episode of WCW Nitro from Baltimore, Maryland, the Ultimo Dragon defeated Eddie Guerrero to win the Cruiserweight Championship, and Booker T won the Television Championship in a match with Disco Inferno. I do remember this Monday Nitro very fondly here.
That was when they were whooping WWE's ass.
Yeah, exactly. Ultimo Dragon beat Eddie Guerrero in like 20 seconds, and then Booker T won his first ever singles title. Yes, that started Booker T's singles career.
I mean, but against Glenn Gilberti, like, come on, let's be real.
That was his first title, believe it or not. And then he had a rivalry with Perry Saturn and then Rick Martel. Yeah, it was. Here we go.
You ready for the singing moment of the show?
Sure, go ahead. Oh man, that's a great theme. Honestly, that's a great theme.
For a shitty human being.
All right. At 1998, at a blockbuster Raw taping from Worcester, Massachusetts, Mankind won the WWF Championship in a match with The Rock. The match aired 6 days later up against an episode of WCW Monday Nitro that was based around Kevin Nash defending the WCW Championship against Hulk Hogan. Midway through Nitro, Tony Schiavone gave away that Mankind will be winning the belt that night, uttering the immortal words, "Huh, that'll put the butts in seats."
Mankind, I remember Mankind. He wrestled here as Cactus Jack. They just put the world title on him. That'll put some butts in seats.
That was the beginning of the end.
Exactly. Between uttering those words and the Raw main event, around 600,000 people switched from Nitro to Raw to witness the title change, allowing Raw to win that night. Nitro never beat them in the ratings again. And that is also the ever... And then that same night, the WCW night, was also the infamous finger poke of doom, if you remember.
Yep.
And Hogan winning again.
Two really shitty booking decisions ended the fucking...
Now, here's a question.
In one night.
Now, here's a question. If the finger poke of doom never happens, does WCW still go out of business?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they were overpaying all those guys, the Hogans and the Nashes and all those guys, yeah. So that's why Jericho came in and all that. And then, unfortunately, in 2009 of this year, we had the unfortunate death of Dr. Death Steve Williams, succumbing to his battle with throat cancer. He passed away in Denver, Colorado at the age of 49.
He trained a lot of people, too.
Yeah, he did. Dr. Death Steve Williams, the Oklahoma Stampede. I love that splash there, the power slam there. At a Raw taping in Washington, D.C. in 2012, Wade Barrett defeated Kofi Kingston to win the Intercontinental Championship. I do remember that.
What was the most underwhelming title run of all time?
The bare knuckle brawler. Yeah,
Barrett way better. I will say I do like that rolling elbow that he did as a finisher.
Oh, me too.
The bull hammer. Yeah. Oh, that. Yeah.
Boom.
That's right. Yeah. Oh man, Barrett's great. 2014, the Usos defeated Miz and Damian Mizdow to win the WWE Tag Team Championship. And
Damian Mizdow.
it. Yep. And then notable birthdays: 1978. I don't know who the hell B-Boy is, but okay, I guess it's a significant birthday. And old announcer there for AEW, Justin Roberts, 1979, aka the guy that got choked out by Daniel Bryan on a TV show.
Because he's a
Remember
bitch.
that? Yeah, exactly.
Does he look like a bitch?
So now we go to January 1st, New Year's Day. Let's take a look here. Oh, I remember this.
Yes.
God.
January 1st, man. Yeah.
Put that man in
2007,
the Hall of Fame.
Monday Night Raw was held in Miami, Florida, and on the show, John Cena lost in both the opening and closing matches. To open the show, John Cena took on non-wrestler, celebrity, and then Mr. Britney Spears, Kevin Federline in a no disqualification match. Following interference from both Johnny Nitro and Umaga, K-Fed picked up the win by pitting Cena in the middle of the ring.
So good, bro.
He did the this.
So good.
Chopping foot. That was great. That was actually
This
great.
is probably one of my favorite celebrity appearances of all time. K-Fed was such a dick.
This worked. This worked, honestly. Yeah. You know, we usually shame, celebrities, being involved in this, but this actually worked. Yeah, I agree on that. That was really good. The main event was a 4-on-1 handicap match featuring Umaga, Armando Alejandro Estrada, Johnny Nitro, and the coach taking on Cena. Cena lost his match.
It's like not fair.
He lost the match by getting disqualified when he hit Umaga with a steel chair.
I'm just gonna say this: like Cena versus Umaga at any point, like that's just unfair. On
bro, that fucking last man standing match they had was vicious,
brutal.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's the famous pin that we just mentioned there.
So
Kevin
good.
like
so good. That man was just in his bag.
That was so good. That was really, really good. 2018, Raw is held in Miami, Florida, and on the show, Roman Reigns retains the Intercontinental Championship in a hard-hitting match against Samoa Joe. Elsewhere in the card, Braun Strowman easily beats Rhino, then after the match hits a total of 5 running power slams, 3 to Rhino and 2 to my man Heath Slater.
Jesus Christ.
To close the show, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman talked about Brock's upcoming title defense at the Royal Rumble against Kane and Strowman. Kane marched down to the ring and grabbed Lesnar by the throat to deliver a chokeslam. Lesnar sat up straight up and brawled with Kane until they were separated by the entire roster.
Oh, this is the championship match where Braun rocked or hit Brock in the face, and Brock borderline knocked Braun out.
Gave a receipt. Yeah, gave a legitimate.
Gave him a gnarly ass receipt.
Yeah, I remember that. That's that, exactly. It's like, don't fuck with me, man. 2020 in Jacksonville, Florida, all whatever, held their Dynamite Homecoming show. On the card, get ready for this. Cody, not Cody Rhodes, remember he was not entitled to use that name. Cody defeated Darby Allin by pinfall. Riho retained the AEW Women's Championship in a 4-way match against Nyla Rose, Hikaru Shida, and Britt Baker. Refuse to call her Dr. Britt Baker. The Plumber defeated Trent by pinfall. Sammy, I hate Sasha, whatever. I'm a home wrecker.
At this point, I like Sammy Guevara because he's shadowing Sasha.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, fine. Sammy Guevara defeated Dustin Rhodes after a low blow from an interfering Jake Hager. And in the main event, Kenny Omega and the not Young Bucks, the Balding Bucks, took on Pac and the Lucha Brothers, Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr., and the win was scored by Omega after he hit the one-wigged angel on Phoenix and got the pin. Yeah. Unpopular opinion, I kind of like Kenny Omega, to be honest with you. He's a good old Canadian boy.
Kenny is the most mature out of all of them.
That's true. He is very, very mature. Yes, I do agree on that. Yes. And then notable wrestling birthdays: Vita Scott, 1984. That's the wife of Mike Speedball Bailey. The glorious Robert Roode, 1977.
Wait, so you said Vita Scott's the wife of Mike 8-Ball Bailey?
8-Ball, yes, that's right. Yes. Yes, that's right. Robert Roode, the glorious Robert Roode, 1977. Leilani Kai, 1960. I think she was an ECW girl. I can't remember exactly.
No.
The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, 1943. And Roy Shire, 1922. Although I do like the megaphone that they gave to Liv Morgan now. I think we mentioned that already. That's brilliant. Good. That's brilliant. And then today, January 5th. Let's see what happened here. Oh, Jushin Thunder Liger. Cool.
My
that is AEW appearance because I'm gonna cry.
No, it wasn't. Well, it doesn't look like it. ECW House Party was held in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and featured the ECW debut of RVD, who would beat Axel Rotten on the show. Elsewhere on the card, Too Cold Scorpio won the television championship after pitting Mikey Whipwreck, and the Sandman defeated Conan to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Right. Cool.
Can I just point out that RVD is one of the greatest high flyers of all time?
Yep.
RVD, absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. No pun intended. High flyers.
Highest flyer.
In 2002, in the main event at AWA MS Resolution in Charlestown, Indiana, CM Punk retained the championship against Ace Steel after both wrestlers pinned each other at the same time. Okay. 2011. New Japan Pro Wrestling officially announced that they had introduced the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, but it wouldn't be awarded to anyone until May 15th when MVP beat Toru Yano in a tournament final. All right. 2015. Monday Night Raw was in Corpus Christi, Texas, and Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler defended against Bad News Barrett. After Ziggler got the pin, he was attacked by Barrett, and then Corporate Kane announced the match was now a best 2 out of 3 falls. Barrett easily got the next pin, and then after a bit of back and forth, got the third and deciding pin to become a 5-time Intercontinental Champion. Also on the same show, the Authority addressed the entire roster. I don't know why they had to point that out, but whatever.
You said arrested the entire roster?
No, they addressed. Sorry, they addressed.
Oh, I thought you said arrested. I was like, dog, that's a lot of police.
No, oh yeah, this was after when Cena gave them power again, I remember, and then they went back into their whole sickness. Look at that roster there. Roman, Dolph, Truth, Miz, wow.
Miz,
Axel, Darren Young, the not botching Sin Cara. Yeah. Man, what a roster.
Titus O'Neil.
Yeah. Titus O'Neil. 2016, AJ Styles made his last appearance for New Japan Wrestling on New Year's Dash. It was an eventful farewell as he teamed with Bullet Club teammate Kenny Omega to defeat Yoshihashi and Shinsuke Nakamura. After the match, Omega and the rest of Bullet Club turned on their leader Styles and kicked him out of the stable. He then declared himself the new kingpin of the group, which then started his amazing WWE run, of course.
I was there for his debut.
That's right. Yeah. In 2017, in the main event of New Japan New Year's Dash at Korakuen Hall, Tokyo, the never open 6-man championship changed hands when Hiroshi Tanahashi, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Manobu Nakanishi, I don't care if I'm pronouncing it correctly here, defeated Bushi, Evil, and Sanada.
Okay. The Bullet Club.
Yeah, okay. There you go. New Japan, once again, New Year's Dash took place at the Korakuen Hall in Tokyo. The night saw one title change with Bad Luck Fail. Oh, and Tama and Tangaloa defeating Beretta, Tomohiro Ishii, and Toru Yano to win the never open weight 6-man championship. All right, there you go. Tangaloa and Tama Tonga there. The Gorillas of Destiny, is that what they're called? Right?
Yep.
Yep, nice. And 2020, once again, for the first time, New Japan Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom event was stretched due to include a second night. In the main event, Tetsuya Naito defeated Kazuchika Okada to win both the IWGP Intercontinental and Heavyweight Championships. Titles that had been unified. What's that?
That was his first heavyweight championship run.
Tetsuya? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Titles that had been unified by Okada only 24 hours later. 3 other title changes had changed hands on that night. Ushi, Evo, and Shinogo Takagi defeated Ryusuke Taguchi, Togi Makabe, and Toru Yano to win the never openweight 6-man championship. Sho and Yo, what kind of names are these? Won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship from El Fantasmo and Taiji Ishimori. Side note, El Fantasmo, I believe, is fighting cancer, so hopefully you are doing well, man. Hiroki Goto pinned Kenta to win the never open weight championship. What's with all these never open weight? Okay, whatever. Well, it shows you that I don't watch New Japan Wrestling, but anyways. Once again in 2020, the most historic note from Wrestle Kingdom was the retirement of international icon Jushin Thunder Liger. After making his debut in 1984, Liger went on to wrestle across the globe as one of the standout junior heavyweights of all time. His final match saw he and partner Naoki Sano take the loss against Ryu Lee and Hiromu Takahashi. Okay, so this is thank you, Liger. Okay, so that wasn't his appearance in AEW. There you go.
Peter said Bachaloa.
Bachaloa, right? OTT Stick It Out, I guess it's in European, was held in Belfast, Northern Ireland. In the main event, Adam Max defeated champion Mark Haskins to win the gender-neutral title. Okay, what the? Okay, this is just weird now. This is just getting weird now, man. Okay, I guess that's it for January 5th here. Let's see, birthdays. We have Willie Mack, former X Division champion, 1987 for TNA. Yutaka Yoshi, 1974. Doug Gilbert, 1969. Barry Bull Buchanan, 1968. His son Brooks Jensen there doing a good job in NXT. And 1957, an individual by the name of Jeep Swenson, 1957. That is your day in wrestling.
Nice. Peter said El Fantasma just won a championship.
Oh, did they did? Oh, so I thought it was somebody. I thought it was somebody else, but okay, whatever. If I made a mistake, I apologize. Right.
Yep. But anyways, we are gonna Chris and JR are gonna cover NXT, and I'm gonna step out, and I'll be back for Schmackadown.
Let's do it.
JR, did you caught up on NXT?
Slightly there. I know most of what happened from the 24th, but the 31st. Did you watch December 31st? Yeah. Okay, then you better cover that because I haven't caught up on that yet. So
okay,
yeah.
So first match we opened up with Kelani Jordan and Lola Vice. Nice little back and forth. Then we had Kelani Jordan took the pinfall because Stephanie Vaquer came out, same with Jade. Jade was trying to stir the pot, and Lola knocks Stephanie Vaquer out on her ass with a spinning fist. So looks like we're going to get Lola Vice and Stephanie Vaquer in some capacity, and Jade is going to be a looming factor in these four. Then we had a nice little Fatal Influence vignette, followed by a backstage interview with Cedric Alexander saying he's been in the industry for 15 years. He's never saw brutality like what happened with Javon, and he challenged All Ego Ethan Page to a match after that whole thing. Then we had a really, really good Julia promo for New Year's Evil. I think this is one of the best packages they put together for her because we all know she's not very fluent in English. She can speak it, but it's not that strong still. I thought it was a very good promo for her. I think her and Roxanne is going to move mountains whenever they go face to face, because I truly think that Julia is incredible.
This main event New Year's Evil.
Huh?
This main event New Year's Evil this time, because remember they
Yep.
opened the. Did you think so? Yeah, I think so too.
Exactly what you and I were saying, that they're not going to rush them to the main event.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So then we had a Joe Hendry promo saying, he got the NXT's Moment of the Year award.
Nice.
So that TNA partnership is still there. And it seems like they're going to be doing more, hopefully, with them in the future.
Good.
2024 year-end awards match of the year was Josh Briggs, Dijak, and Obafemi for the North American Championship. Very
good
well
choice. Good choice. Yeah, very good choice there. Yeah,
it was great to see Dijak tweet about it and not burn bridges.
Good. Yeah.
Moment of the year obviously went to Joe Hendry. Tag team of the year went to Fraxium.
As expected.
Female of the year went to Roxanne, because there is no other choice.
No surprise. Yep.
And then male superstar of the year was the Woola Obafemi.
Good. Let's before you get to the next point there. What was that your favorite match of the year for NXT? The triple threat.
I gotta look down the list of what the choices were. That was definitely one of them. I gotta look back and see what the voting choices were, but that match was definitely incredible.
Yeah, I still believe.
I still like the Fatal 4-Way that Ego won the title, because nobody expected that ending.
Yeah, that's true. That was very, very fluid there. I still talk about it all the time. Roxanne versus Thea. That was a Great American Bash, I believe. Yeah, that was still one of my favorite matches of the year.
That was one of Thea's breakout moments for sure.
That was just so good, and just like the storytelling on that was so good on that one there. So yeah, that would have been my pick.
Then we have the new revamped and son of a bitch heel Ethan Page versus Cedric Alexander. Really good back and forth match, man.
Good,
but Ethan Page won. He beat the piss out of Cedric Alexander. He threw Alexander to the steel steps and then beat the shit out of him. He closed the toolbox on Alexander's hand. I think Obafemi and Tony D was really strange, because I didn't like how Oba took 2 straight losses. I mean, I get it for Tony D's sake, but I wasn't a fan.
So how did Cedric look in his match with the Eagle?
Very good. Yeah,
good.
Very good.
Okay, good to hear.
But he was obviously there to take that L from Ego.
Of course.
Page closed his hand in a toolbox, and it was probably one of the best looking heel moments there for Ego. So I can't wait to see what more they do with him, because I feel like he's at a point where Braun and Roxanne currently is, where they got him on the best part of his heel turn, and they're going to see what more they can do with him, because I said it from the beginning. He's going to be in the main roster probably within the next 3 months, if not sooner.
Oh, yeah, I would say within the next 6 months. You need to at least keep him in there for a little while, just to at least keep the depth there in NXT strong until they can get their next big heel and all that such. So that makes sense. Yeah, I know.
Then we had a little backstage segment with Hank and Tank taking issue with TNT taking advice from Wesley. Wesley challenges Hank and Tank to a 6-man tag. Then we had a backstage segment with Kalani Jordan shoving Valkyrie after she was stirring the pot with her and Lola. Ava informs Cora that she'll be fighting Kalani, Valkyrie, and Lola Vice next week at New Year's Evil, which is this week. The winner will become the number 1 contender for the North American Women's Championship. So I'm assuming either it's going to be Cora or Valkyrie. I couldn't see the other two winning that match.
No, you can't have heel versus heel there. It has to be probably Valkyrie, I would think.
Yeah.
In this case here. Yeah.
Then we had a really good triple threat match with Metaphor versus Katana, Chance, and Carter, and Gigi Dolan and Shotzi with Tatum Paxley. We had quite the entrance with Shotzi, Tatum, and Gigi Dolan. I think they broke the internet with that entrance.
Sorry.
My goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Katana and Kaden, I thought looked really good being reunited again. Metaphor came out with the win. Unholy Union challenges Metaphor to a number 1 contender match for the titles.
Okay.
Then we had Ava backstage with Lexis King saying that there's a gray area with the Heritage Cup, saying that it can't change hands via disqualification. So they're going to have another match, set in death rules. William Regal says that he won't get involved in the match. Lexis hands the Heritage Cup back to Dempsey. Then we had a Sol Ruka versus Izzy Dame match. I thought this match was pretty goddamn incredible. Izzy Dame took the pinfall. Izzy Dame won the match.
Yes. Good. Finally.
Yeah, great match between her and Ruka. Zarya got involved. And it looks like they're setting up for Zarya and Sol Ruka in some capacity in the future.
Okay.
Then we had Wesley and TNT versus Andre Chase and Hank and Tank. This match we saw Andre Chase down bad. He lost his university and everything. So
that was the partner. Interesting.
Yeah. It was a pretty solid back and forth match. And then we had Wesley and TNT. They won. Walker dives. Walker kicks Lee in the face. Walker rolls. Blah blah blah. Okay, I was just trying to see who won that match because I don't remember it. Then we had a backstage segment with I feel so bad for Nikita because she got trashed for this. They had an Ashante and Carmen interaction. He was trying to call her. She didn't answer. Nikita invited Ashante back to a New Year's Eve party. Ashante says that he can't be with if he can't be with Carmen, he would rather spend New Year's Eve alone. She said a pretty cringy line in that segment, and I feel bad for her because she's just doing her job. But the IWC's got an IWC. Tony D and Sean Spears have a backstage segment when Spears is trying to talk to Izzy Dame. Spears made a hint that he was the Santa that attacked the Don last week. The Don tells Stack to take care of Spears as he walks away.
You know who the Santa was? I know. I saw it. It was Mr. Rich Holland there. Yeah, which is fine.
Holland.
You keep him in mid card. That's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah. Then we had the presentation for Male Superstar of the Year, but Oba didn't want them to announce it. He just came out and says they know why. He was the men's Superstar of the Year. Had a nice little back and forth between Oba and Trick, and then out comes Eddie Thorpe to attack Oba and Trick from behind. He breaks the trophy over Oba's head and holds the NXT title to end the show.
Well, he's not winning, obviously.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not winning that.
Oh, of course not. He's taking the pinfall. That's what he's doing.
I like how believable they're trying to make Eddie Thorpe. Finally, after all this time.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see what they're going to do with the title because one hand, sure, we can go the easy route and say, Oba's going to dominate that match like he does every other match. Or curveball, give Eddie Thorpe the title. I don't think Eddie should take the title personally because
I really don't think you should be hot-shotting it to Eddie Thorpe when he hasn't really done much to get to that point there. Okay, yeah, you just basically hot-shotted a heel. But
counterpoint, Ethan Page won the title. Hot-shotting. Not saying that Eddie's on that same level.
He's not on that same level. Yeah.
You can get Eddie enough heat to where he's a champion for just one special event, and then have Oba get his revenge on Eddie instead of going over Trick.
But then you would have Trick chasing him again for the title, being the chaser again for Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's the point, because I think it just makes a lot more sense to. You don't have to have Oba dominate the match, but you can have, let's say, Oba gets the power bomb, but he he puts it on, he pins Trick onto Eddie by mistake, and then I don't know, he trips or someone interferes or something like that, and then Trick gets a fluke win, and then Oba's like, "No, I'm not done with you," because like it seems to me with Stand and Deliver, especially because you're in Vegas for Stand and Deliver, you want that big highlight. You want Oba versus Trick at Vegas. Right. Yeah, in this case here. So yeah, it just seems like fair there. It's going to be a good match, which is like, yeah, I don't think it makes sense to have Eddie holding the championship there. So,
but all in all, it seemed like this was more of a interview, backstage segment type show. There wasn't a ton of in-ring stuff, but you know, it was New Year's, so I didn't expect too much out of it.
yeah,
just for the sake of mentioning, I guess something big for them, even though fuck them forever. But AEW debuted on Max, and I guess good for them. Whatever. Because, you know, they're already starting with they already outdrew SmackDown and Raw. Shut the fuck up, bro.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
But yeah, NXT was really good. Can't wait for New Year's Evil. I think that might be hopefully up there with how good Netflix Raw is. But we
I'm
shall
sure
see.
will. Yeah, it's going to be the start of something good. It's a new era, especially with everything going, and then of course, we have to talk about, how the rosters are going to shape up now after Raw, after Netflix, because that'll be kind of like the starting point of where everybody's going to, lie in this case here, especially if they do some NXT call-ups at Raw. So it could happen possibly. So
right, yeah. And then the possible debut of Penta, if that happens.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Welcome
back,
John.
I'm back. I'd go back. But anyways, all right. So, JR, do you want to cover SmackDown?
I got SmackDown for you. Yep, let's do it. And it is it was a historic show, actually. Very significant for the most part here. Let's start with the fact that it became 3 hours. In this case here, so congratulations on not going to 3 hours. Slight change in the announcers in terms of ring announcing. Lillian Garcia will be announcing SmackDown for the foreseeable future, while Alicia Taylor will be moving on to Raw. Which I think it's a pretty, it's an okay move. Yeah, not too bad. Makes sense. We had Michael Cole and Corey Graves as commentators, which I kind of found surprising because I thought they were going to move Tessitore over there. But I'm guessing if they're going to double shift Michael Cole, I mean, I don't mind it one bit, but I mean, he can do it. That's fine. But yeah, that's who's going to be announcing SmackDown. We start here with Cody Rhodes, the champ, coming out here to start off the 3-hour show. Basically, he's saying that he wasn't medically cleared. He wants to take on Kevin Owens, but then we get a surprise entrance of one Drew McIntyre, who comes out, and he actually gives Cody Rhodes a hug to start off, which throws Cody off, throws everyone off there. He basically gives him, and then he basically says, "I'm not coming after you. We go way back, but you have somebody there that is, holding a replica title," and then he basically tells him to watch his back, which then led to Kevin Owens attacking Cody Rhodes, and they basically fought and basically were separated by the backstage crew there. So, planting more seeds for their ladder match coming up at the Royal Rumble. We then have our first match, which was Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Andrade. Very good back and forth between these two professionals here. Good stuff there. Andrade got his licks there. Nakamura got his licks there. And then, but Nakamura gets the win with the Kinshasa. And then we had LA Knight come out to basically says he wants his revenge. So I'm guessing we're going to have a title match between them, rematch sooner rather than later. Hopefully,
that was a hell of a match, by the way.
A very good match, of course. Yeah, Andrade, like Chris said, he was a breakout star last year. Great to see him shining here. And we'll see what happens with Andrade. I don't know what they're going to do with him going forward here, but it's going to be very intriguing what they do with him. But yeah, looks like we're expecting another Nakamura versus Knight match, which I don't mind at all. I did have some good chemistry back in the Survivor Series there. We then had, because of the 3-hour show, we now get more of Yes Boy, Pretty Deadly.
Yes, boy.
They were called. Yeah, they basically talked with Apollo Crews. They called him a stooge for ratting out DIY last week. Cruz thinks that they're pretty deadly slick, which then had Legado del Fantasma joining, basically calling out Pretty Deadly, saying that you're pretty little liars in this case here. So they were gonna have a little brawl there, but then Nick Aldis came in and said, no, we're going back there. So he wanted to have a talk with Pretty Deadly. Then DIY though shows up, and then he basically Johnny Gargano, very shit-eating grin Johnny there. He wanted to know why Nick is wasting his time believing Apollo Stooge. Nick doesn't know what DIY and Pretty Deadly are up to, or they're on pretty thin ice. DIY loves Pretty Deadly, but then they have and then they said that they have a big title match against Motor City Machine Guns, and they basically gave them the wink that they want to leave as the tag team champions. So. Little foreshadowing for later tonight. We then had our second match of the night with Mi Chin taking on Piper Niven with United States champion. I'll give a salute to our United States champion, a very respectable salute. Thank you very much. Let me just say I'm very thankful for short shorts. Anyways. Yeah, very. Once again, Piper Niven's been a very solid workhorse over the last 6 months, much like Michin has been. Very good match between the two.
Can I say this about Michin?
Yes.
I wish she would stop trying to do so much in the ring sometimes. Because I kind of feel like she's always been that wait for the next spot person. And, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing all the time. But I feel like she doesn't let things breathe. And you kind of heard it in that crowd, even when she won, there wasn't really much of a reaction. And go back to Saturday night's main event, where it was a completely different story.
Yeah. It was you're right there. Yeah. I mean, they're still pushing Michin, it seems like it there. But it seems like there may be a rematch between her and Chelsea in the near future, which once again we don't mind in this case here because they did have good chemistry. We then had a promo here, kind of hyping up Naomi, which is a pretty good promo, hyping up her, history and all that, which is good to see. She has a title match later in the night with Miss Nia Jax.
I can't wait to talk about them.
Miss Nia Slaps.
Miss Nia Slaps. We then had Mr. Paul Heyman come out, hyping up the tribal combat match, which then brought out Solo Sikoa. So they had a little bit of an encounter there. Basically, just summarize it. Solo says, if I win, you're going to acknowledge me. You're going to be my wise man. And Roman's going to acknowledge me the other way around with Roman. If he wins, I will acknowledge him. We'll get to that point. That's already done there. So we'll go to the next part there.
I hope everybody stays the fuck out of this match and it's just those two.
Yes, please.
They're not going to.
Let them fight together.
Really quick before we move to the next segment, though. Somebody did pull up this comparison, and Paul Heyman did what Baldy did at Bad Blood, the 3-2-1 thing. He did that same exact hand gesture in that promo he cut before Solo came out.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's be
So
very
we
keep
do
that in
know the
mind.
Rock.
He is going to be there tomorrow, so
Great.
I know he's.
I have a feeling he's going to turn on Roman.
I have a feeling that everybody's going to sit back, bitch, to Baldy again.
Yeah. We will. We shall see. Well, let's let it simmer. We know there's going to be some good stuff happening tomorrow. So
I got a prediction, but I'll do that later.
after,
We'll run down the match card.
Yeah. We then have our third match, which was a very solid title match between DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns.
It's a great match.
Brilliant. brilliant stuff there.
I'm telling you, man.
Literally,
the heel turn for DIY has been fucking fantastic for both of them.
Yeah, the Gargano just looking like a freaking. You want to punch his face.
You know what's really crazy?
What?
Remember how I was saying that Ciampa was outshining Gargano when they were face? Now it's the complete other way around.
Exactly.
It's fucking mind-blowing to me.
Exactly. And the new DIY theme, someone pointed it out, it kind of sounds like an Undisputed Era-esque theme almost.
Who's Undisputed Era?
Oh, that group. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that group, whatever they were. Yeah, the group that. Anyways, yeah, good back and forth between these four. I was never gonna be disappointed with these four because Motor City Machine Guns are great. DIY is great there. I'm glad that they didn't end with a very clear-cut winner here because what happened was that Pretty Deadly tried to basically help DIY in winning, but then Los Garzas came out and attacked Pretty Deadly, and then they basically, as Sabin and Shelley were doing basically the same finish that Gargano and Ciampa did back in Toronto, or twice, essentially in this case here. They basically got tackled down by Los Garzas and Pretty Deadly, and it caused a disqualification. So it ended in a no contest. DIY retains the tag team championships. So it sounds like they're doing some sort of, based on the fact that you're now involving more talent with this 3-hour, SmackDown in this case here, it seems like they may be doing some sort of tag team turmoil or some point.
I would love to see a fatal 4-way tag match. Profits.
It seems like
Garza, Motor City, Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, it sounds like
either that or a tag team turmoil. I'd be cool with that.
It seems like it's tag team turmoil in this case here because you got to include Pretty Deadly, you got to include Los Garzas, you got to include Street Profits. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So it was good stuff there. Good stuff there. Nia Jax then had a segment. She upset that Tiffany Stratton is not here. Candice LeRae says, "Okay, I'm here. Don't worry. Just make sure that." And then Nia said, make sure Bianca Belair doesn't get in the way of their match. So basically,
the manipulative fucking Candice LeRae. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The very I think when we mentioned this previously, she's like that mother. Oh no, wait, Sean, you mentioned this. She's like that mother who basically says, "Oh, you can lose 10 pounds and you'll be much better, moving much better," or he's got straight A's, or why can't you get straight A's kind of thing?
Yeah.
She's the president for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Mommy Candice.
Candice, yeah. We then had Sami Zayn run into Carmelo Hayes in the backstage area. Melo says that he had Sami beat last week if it wasn't for Braun Strowman. Sami mentions that Melo was 2 seconds away from getting kicked to the face, and he ran away. He was just sticking to the game plan. According to Melo, both Sami and Braun can get this work whenever they want. The Usos are standing right behind Melo as he's running his mouth. Jimmy Uso asks if there's a problem. And Melo says, no, I'm good. Jey Uso, then they basically pipe up their 6-man match for later on. And then the Usos bump into Kevin Owens. So a little tension there. And
I gotta say
oh, okay. So hold on. He says, Jay says Kevin needs to watch where he's walking, and then Kevin responds, "You better watch your back." So
2 things there.
Yeah.
He walked in the same direction as Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they're in the age of social media.
Yeah.
So there could have been something there that happened that they didn't show. Second, Chris, this was what you were afraid of. What's happening now is what you were afraid of.
Owens and Sami again?
No. The fact that Jay is now teaming back up with Jimmy.
I told you it was going to happen.
Well, I'll counterpoint that later on in this case here. But we'll get to Nick Aldis then walking up to Cody as he's about to exit the arena. He basically wants to make sure he's okay. Cody made a huge deal about having a ladder match at the Royal Rumble, and now he's doing everything he can to make sure he won't make it to the Rumble. Nick tells Cody to put his hatred to the side and think about the big picture. Cody says he appreciates what he's doing. This is the biggest week in the company's history. that he goes basically says, if you want Drew in SmackDown, please bring him in to SmackDown. In this case here. And then he basically ends by saying if he sees Kevin Owens, he's not going to be sorry for what he does to him. So this aggressive Cody keeps coming out here.
But he also did say, he said, he put, in a way, he kind of put Nick Aldis in his place, right? He said, "You're the boss, but I'm the champion."
That's true.
Two different roles, right? And so he, in a way, put Nick Aldis in his place by saying, "I understand you got a job to do, and you're doing a great job at it, but I'm the champion, and I have fucking responsibilities."
Exactly. So continuing tension there with Cody. So, like I said, I think that emotion is going to cost him in the long run here. If they do have that short reign for Kevin Owens as champion, because
or Drew cost him the title.
Yeah, that too, because it seems like there's a lot of factors, crossing together in this case here, heading into the new era here. We then had our fourth match of the night, which was Nia Jax defending the championship against Naomi. And it was a good back and forth between Naomi and Nia Jax. It seems like they have a really good chemistry there. But it didn't end that way. We had at first we thought it wasn't a cash-in. So let's correct this. We first thought it wasn't a cash-in because Tiffany came out and she was going to cash in, but then she threw the ref out and knocked out Naomi with the briefcase. Nia got the Annihilator and got the victory over Naomi. So she got her win over Naomi. They were celebrating, but then Miss Tiffany smashed the briefcase onto Nia, threw Candice over to the post, and finally uttered those magic words, "I'm cashing in," which got the whole Phoenix crowd lit. And after Lillian Garcia made the announcement, we had the prettiest moonsault ever. And after 1 year after debuting in the main roster, congratulations to Miss Tiffany Stratton, the first new champion of 2025, and well deserved. She is the new. Time. It is Stiffy time. Oh, sorry. No.
Respectfully. Stiffy time? Stiffy time?
Yeah, Stiffy time. She is the new WWE Women's Champion. So congratulations to Miss Stratton there. Well deserved. She got the Triple H, of course. And it's going to be an interesting title run here with Tiffany.
Nia and Naomi tore the fucking
Burned
house.
The house to the ground.
Yeah. Easily, they're both of their single, their best matches I've ever seen them put chemistry. On. So Nia, Nia keeps impressing me every single week.
Know. It's great. Yeah. I mean, that's we were all big fans of Nia ever, in this case here. It's just the way she plays her heel role and her moveset's just outstanding as well. And she plays she's just really got really good chemistry with Naomi there. Yeah. It's really good stuff there with her. And now it's very, very interesting.
I'm happy that they didn't pull the trigger on having Tiffy cash in that Money in the Bank early
on Naomi. Oh yeah, that's right.
No. I mean, how typically the women will have the Money in the Bank and then they'll cash it in that same night or shortly after.
Right.
I'm so fucking happy that they waited and played it out.
Exactly. They booked that perfectly because if she would have cashed in on Naomi, it wouldn't have had that same impact.
Exactly, yeah, because then you would be having a lot of Naomi stays, whatever. Right. Exactly. So they did the right move there, having Nia lose to Tiffany in this case here. So I'm not sure where they go. Either it's going to be a match with her and Nia at Royal Rumble, or
that's the
who knows? I mean, we have a lot of people returning, so it depends at this point. So we shall see for the women there. So, but congratulations, Tiffany Stratton there. We then had
Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I'm done.
Oh, full send. Full send, absolutely.
Take my money.
Into the universe.
Yeah, absolutely. The 2 tall glasses of blonde there. Oh yes, that's really good stuff.
That's some prime cake.
Speaking of Charlotte, I heard that they are going to debut a much darker version of Charlotte, and she went on Twitter and posted a picture of herself sitting in front of a bunch of screens, and the caption on the picture was, "It's all about the game and how you play it."
Yep.
Hey, if you
want
to,
she doesn't get tattoos and start acting like Rhea, I'm good.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Hey, I would be okay with the Dark Queen.
Because I swear to God,
Charlotte,
if I hear mommy one more time, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah, Charlotte deserves a nice little reboot there. She, well deserved. And she's long term already, so we know they can do whatever she
You mean Ashley's not going to go to AEW? What?
You're right. Yeah, she's not going to go. I know, right? Oh gosh. Yeah. I told you there's a lot of
elite.
Remember, a lot of these talents are already re-signed already. Like, I already told you, Zelina's already re-signed, Dominic's already re-signed,
Becky
Ray's already re-signed. Yep, Drew McIntyre. A lot of these guys have already re-signed. So, there's a lot of talent there that's getting ready for this new era here. We then had a very good, I know it's overplayed, but it was a very good video package between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. It was, nice production there on that trailer. We then get the announcement of a post-game show with Joe Tessitore, Wade Barrett, and Big E following the Raw Netflix premiere. So I guess they'll be doing that, and then we'll see what they do with Joe. It'll be very interesting if they do put him on SmackDown.
Woods and Kofi was right.
Oh yeah, Woods and Kofi were right. Yes, right. You're right. Yes, he's like,
we're right all along.
Oh yeah, I always love Xavier. What did we do?
We didn't do anything to E.
We didn't do anything.
We didn't do anything. That's so good. LA Knight then basically tells Byron Saxton he wants his United States Championship, so he will get his championship match next week, or this week, I should say, on SmackDown against Shinsuke Nakamura. And then we get our main event here, which was the Bloodline versus Sami Zayn and the Usos. Now, I mentioned that I was counterpointing it. One factor is Jey Uso did get his entrance only. They didn't come out as like one unit together. Yeah. So I know he's like part of the team there, but he's still his own man. That's something to point out there. He got his own entrance. He still has the chance there. So it's kind of like, think about it as, it's kind of like when Booker T broke out. And yet he still teamed with Harlem Heat. But then eventually he grew.
It's just us, Oos. Day one. Right. It's just us, Oos.
Exactly. So it's something to point out there. Jey Uso got his entrance. Remember, they didn't come out to the Uso theme. They didn't come out to like a generic Bloodline theme. They didn't come out to Sammy's theme. They came out to Jey Uso's theme. So they were following him in this case here. So but yeah, it's pretty typical Bloodline versus Usos and Sammy match. Well done between the six, of course, in this piece here. Oh, something else to point out. Jacob Fatu, before Solo came out, when he said, "I love you, Solo," the whole crowd started saying, "I love you, Solo. It's something I wake up to. The first thing I say in the morning is I love you, Solo." So he got a nice little promo there before they came out there. But Bloodline went, of course, to build Solo as a threat to Roman Reigns, and that ended the SmackDown show. But yeah, solid first SmackDown 3-hour SmackDown show. Yeah.
I'll say there's two spots in that main event that I really enjoyed. Tama Tonga just beating the dog shit out of Sammy. Just like he had him pinned down to the ground. It was just yeah. Right? and then the triple hip attack by Sammy and the Usos. That was good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that was good stuff there. Good stuff there. Yeah, so it'll be very interesting. Now we head over to the Netflix on Raw. So
all right, so Raw is going back to 3 hours. It's going to be on Netflix Live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe that's 5 p.m. Pacific Time. But anyways, is going to be from San Francisco, LA. Sorry, LA, California.
Into a dome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Into a dome. And so the match card we got, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make predictions if you guys want to jump in on the predictions as well. The match card that we have right now is Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. I think Drew's going over.
He needs to.
He needs to, yes. In this case here, yes.
It's like he did and just like that too.
Yep. So next we got Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I don't even think they're being called the New Day anymore. Versus Rey Mysterio and a mystery partner. Mystery partner, I'm going to say, is Penta, and Rey and Penta are going to go over.
I don't want to put the expectation of Penta being his partner if that's not the plan.
Yeah, the only way that I don't know. I think New Day might go over as heels. I'd like to see them go over as heels.
If Penta they should not have anybody go over clean.
No, absolutely not. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, last woman standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think Liv is going to retain due to interference.
She needs to fucking retain, man.
Wait, is that a last woman standing match? I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yep, last woman standing match. That's what it's being advertised as. I think she's going to retain due to interference by Raquel and possibly somebody else from SmackDown.
You know how they should end that match? They should have somebody like tie Rhea's legs down to the post like Cena did to Batista.
Yeah,
fucking great.
That would be great. And then the next, we got CM Punk versus Rollins. I don't know. I can't make a prediction.
I'm going double DQ in this case here. I think they're gonna fight out to a count out, and they're just gonna keep fighting into like the parking lot and all that, and then something drastic is gonna happen that'll be like, something along the lines of Cactus Jack and Terry Funk being pushed over a dumpster, or Kane being pushed into a fire dumpster, or something like that, where it's like, we need some help kind of thing. Where because I personally think with CM Punk and Rollins, you can stretch this out all the way to Mania. Then that's where you ended with those two, because these two you can't really just have a one-off right now at Netflix.
I'm going to be honest. I think that match should open the show, and they should do like no, let it open the show, because you have to have a banger open up the show. You got to have a banger close the show, or a surprise close the show. I think that Punk and Rollins should open the show, and it should be one of those things that like they're fighting and they cannot be contained. They can't be stopped.
Insanely unpopular opinion. Should close the fucking show and stop riding the pine to the bloodline.
Well, I agree there, but I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Oh no, because The Rock is obviously going to push or use his power to be in the main event.
Rock owns more. I read this yesterday. The Rock just bought a huge stock in TKO. Apparently, he owns more stock in TKO than everybody makes in WWE combined. And then our final match is going to be Roman and Solo in Tribal Combat. I personally think Roman's going to get The Rock is going to turn on Roman. He's going to come in the middle of the ring toward the end of the match where both men are getting up, and then he's going to turn on Roman, allowing Solo to take the pin. That's going to hype up a potential match between them. I don't know.
So let me put this out here, since we haven't pointed this out here. We're going to have an appearance with John Cena as well.
I was going to get to that as well.
And I was thinking, I think he should have a rivalry with Solo, because there's some unfinished business between those two. Because we remember from the last time that they faced off, Solo literally executed him back to Hollywood.
Executed.
Until he returned in this case here back in Mania. But so that's the thing now, because we now know Cena is going to be full time for the full year. So, I mean, we can start kind of putting the blueprint of like where his run's going to start here. Yeah, that's the the big question is where he starts. So I think he starts against Solo, but I may be wrong. But then again, we have the Rumble as well. So I mean, could start at the Rumble with.
I think he starts with Braun.
With Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Braun doesn't have an opponent.
And,
Okay.
and does he go over Braun though to win his one title he hasn't won yet?
I don't see why not.
Yeah. And then Braun gets his win back in this case here, I would guess. So
That'd be
Chamber.
awesome.
yeah.
So the Cena's going to be there. The Rock is going to be there. We also have Logan Paul. Logan Paul is now official.
Oh, I almost forgot about him.
Logan and Cena would go stupid.
Logan and Cena would go good. I think Logan might try and call out Gunther. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
I would like to see that match because it's a clash of styles, right? That would be a really good.
So
good
here's my thing about that.
Okay.
Logan is great at what he does. I will forever say he is the greatest celebrity they've ever brought in who has learned the craft.
Yep.
I don't know if he's ready for Gunther. Because, he went against Logan Paul. Yeah, he won a U.S. title. But he has never been in the ring with somebody like Gunther.
Well, I mean, he was in the ring with Roman. And
okay, fair enough.
He put on a hell of a show against Roman.
But okay,
and
in my opinion, and this might be unpopular, I think that Gunther is more of a force than Roman is.
Oh yeah, easily.
And I'm not saying like stardom power.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Intimidating final boss. Yes,
right.
I know what you mean. Yes.
Intensity. Yeah,
he's a goddamn Terminator.
Oh yeah.
And I like the fact that they haven't brought Gunther back for a while because it makes him being the champion mean more in this case here. It's kind of like when I know it was kind of overplayed with Roman, but I mean, it didn't make him look like a big deal without having him on every week in this case here. But with Gunther, now the only question is if you're doing Gunther versus Logan, I hate the dynamic of a heel versus heel thing factor in this case here. So
I mean, Gunther would technically be the face here.
I guess technically he would be, yes. But does he really have a good following? I mean, he does get a good crowd reaction, I would say. Gunther does when he comes out with his music.
I would say he's a tweener.
Yeah.
He's a tweener? Okay. All right.
Because if you heard that crowd at Saturday night's main event, they were kind of cheering for Gunther.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. They're advertising Cody Rhodes is going to be there. I don't think he is because they said on SmackDown
if they advertise him, then he's going to be there.
Yeah, and then they also said that Travis Scott is going to potentially be performing at on Raw. So who knows? He might perform the new Raw intro. Who knows?
Good point.
But I could even go as far as to say that maybe because he is on the show, he gets involved in the tribal combat and causes Roman to lose.
Who?
Drew McIntyre.
Damn. Yo, that's a good one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, I would like it better than The Rock interfering.
Again, I'm gonna repeatedly say this. I have almost zero interest in The Rock and Roman. Almost zero. I don't care what video packages they put together. I don't care about how many bloodline tree bullshit they put on the television screen. I don't want to see it. I really don't.
Yeah.
Because you go back to WrestleMania last year. Look at how they treated Cody because they didn't get Rock and Roman.
Yeah.
And to follow that, after Cody won, he got overshadowed by the bloodline again. The Rock and Roman, sure, at some point in both of their careers, that WrestleMania match would have been great. Now, I just don't care enough for bloodline stuff anymore. I really don't. Like, Jacob Fatu is Jacob and Tama Tonga are the only two out of that entire list of people right now that I give a shit about in the bloodline.
Yeah. to be honest, I would love to see um, Drew turn on or cause Roman the match, and that leads to a Roman and Drew feud.
I have something for the Drew thing. So, who cost Drew at Clash all those
Solo.
years?
Solo. Ooh!
Full circle, dog. And he cost Roman for Solo to win. Just to double down on your Drew pick.
Or
Bruh.
Drew causes Solo to lose.
Yeah.
That would be predictable though, because he came out.
Or he does claymores to both of them. He's just like, get fuck off. He tells him to full fuck off.
I mean, there's a lot that could happen. He claymores both of them, leaves them laying, walks out the ring. The Rock comes out.
Yeah, and then the Rock says he chooses. He's like, do you want Solo to pin him or do you want Roman to pin him? And then he attacks one of them and then costs them or something like that.
Yeah.
No, the Rock will just come out and do this stupid shit. And then walk out.
I do think that they're gonna go on this final boss thing quite a bit. And I think they're gonna lean heavily into it. But also, and look, I sent that screenshot in the group where of the list of participants in the Rumble, and it had The Rock at number 31. And Chris, hear me out. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Hear me out. They've done Rumbles where it was more than 30 men, right? Especially in the past.
Yeah.
Personally, The Rock is going to walk out, and he is going to be that 31, right? Where the person thinks that they won. And the last person that actually enters the match would be The Rock, and that's after the celebration. Where The Rock is like, I'm the final boss. I own this much amount of the company or of TKO. I am your boss. I am telling you I'm entering this match. I don't like it, but I can see it happening.
Can you not put that evil on me? I'm going to be there live. Can you not put that evil on me? I will literally call you screaming if that happens.
Well,
remember, let's not overthink everything in this case here. Remember, let it play out. Let's start with Netflix, and then we can paint the picture after that. Okay?
Yeah, we'll paint the picture.
Yeah, exactly.
But at any rate, that's the card that we had for Netflix.
All right.
I honestly, this is the start of the Cena retirement tour. When I was at the live event, Chris, I didn't send this to you, but I got a John Cena retirement shirt. I bought it. Yep. And I bought the Hell Froze Over CM Punk shirt.
Nice.
And they were selling autographs from Punk, Rollins, and LA Knight. And I got a Punk one for my daughter because she loves CM Punk.
Nice.
Yeah. Good. And so yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with this Cena retirement tour.
It's gonna be surreal, man. Seeing him walk out for the Rumble one final time is gonna be emotional. Yep. I got my 2 Cena shirts ready, Willing and Gable.
See what you did there.
It's surreal, man.
He would be if Cena wins the Rumble, like theoretically, if he is booked to win the Rumble, he would tie Stone Cold as the only 3-time winner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give him all the history making stuff there for his final run.
Yep.
Bro,
Cena,
why not? Cody got the back-to-back, and Cena gets the 3. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't mind, honestly. I wouldn't mind him beating Cody at Mania if they're going to push that.
I am all for a Cena Cody match. I don't give a fuck what the result is.
No, I'm down for that. That's the passing of a torch match almost.
Hey, while we're at it, retirement match, Cena and Orton.
Yeah.
His final match, Cena Orton.
Yes, his very last match. I agree. So
very last match has to be Cena. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with your Orton Cena for his very last match. SummerSlam Cena Punk.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, you
Summer
have
Punk.
to. You have to have Cena Punk in one point. Yeah, absolutely. You gotta have to see Cena versus Punk.
But if we're doing Orton Cena, I want
Very,
heel
very
Orton. Heel Orton.
No,
Oh no, he's gonna be.
No.
You know what, heel Orton?
absolutely not. I want to see two best friends
Okay.
brawl it out and close the show, hugging
Yeah.
it out, and then the credits hit and it's over.
Oh. You know what? You know what I think would be awesome is like after every pay per view, like not even storyline. After every or the Monday after every pay per view, Cena comes out and Cena's like, "Who wants it? Who wants it next?" Right? And like so you got right. So like you got the Rumble. You got the Rumble, or you got Netflix, right? And he comes out and he's like, this is going to be the best year that you've ever seen me. Who wants it? You want it? Come get it, right? Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker, Gunther, Orton, Punk. Those are my picks right now. I
Cody.
don't know
I'm
anybody
calling
else.
Cody at Mania.
Yeah, Cody too.
Cody and
You know,
Mania. Yeah.
I did mention, I did just say his name, but Goldberg and Gunther needs to happen at some point.
No,
too.
it's gonna happen. Well, he's gonna retire. He's gonna retire this next year as well. So it's. I mean, you're not gonna have that interaction with Gunther and
I got
Goldberg
it.
there back at Bad Blood, and and not have
I got
that
it.
happen.
Dog. It's the year of the snake, Jake the Snake. The year of retirements.
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go. The year
Yeah.
of retirement.
But Logan Paul's got to be put in there too. Cena and Paul.
Cena.
I agree.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have one. They're gonna have one. Yeah,
I
you gotta have social media.
That should happen on a Raw, though. I don't think that should be a PR.
I'd like to see it at Backlash.
Yeah.
Or as much as I don't want to say it, Cena Logan at Saudi in one of the Saudi shows.
Bro, fucking send that shit.
Dude, here's another one. Right, to give Cena all the things that he just hasn't had because either the booking decisions of Vince or just not the time. Give him the Rumble win. Give him the win at Mania. Give him money in the bank and let him cash in successfully.
Everything but Money in the Bank.
Nah, give that man money in the bank.
We haven't brought up one thing for Cena. I need this. Cena and Wyatt Six and an interaction at some fucking point.
Where they help him.
And also Cena cross interaction.
Yeah, Cena and Wyatt Six. He could be getting jumped, and the Wyatt Six comes save him and give him the nod.
Yeah,
that's respect. Yeah, because like Cena did give the, even though he did get the win at the Mania back in 2014, he did give Wyatt that push back in the pandemic there with that Firefly Funhouse match. So
dog, like give Cena everything that he hasn't gotten. I mean, hell, let him bring back for one match the Dr. Thugonomics gimmick. I love that gimmick, dude. Yeah.
Word mother freaking life.
Cena Hogan. No, kidding.
If he wanted to do that for Mania, man, let him come out as Dr. Thugonomics for Mania.
He did do that. Remember?
Okay. That's against Elias, man.
Who?
That's Elias, dude.
Who?
Elias.
Elijah. Yeah. Okay. All right. No, let him come out as Dr. Thugonomics as a callback. Yeah. Let him do it.
Have him do the Dr. Thugonomics against Gunther.
Oh. And then Gunther was just like
full blown slap the piss out of him.
Just full send. God damn it.
Oh my god.
I like to see Cena Rollins again.
Oh my god. I'm just thinking about this. If Cena's gonna interact with Solo at some point, he's gonna interact with Jacob too. And Tama.
Whew.
Oh
damn.
You know how much fireworks that is? Especially with
y'all look just like your mugshots.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
This is how deep this roster is. It's insane.
Yeah.
It is absolutely insane. Everyone is
I
going.
don't.
We haven't even, and we just haven't even talked about the Wyatt 6 yet with the cross right now.
Yeah,
It's
dog. Like
insane right now. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like this is prime opportunity for everybody to interact with Cena, right? Like you could have the Wyatt, or you could have the Final Testament interact with Cena, and have like the Miz be like, "Look, I know we have a past, man, but they opened my eyes to really what the fuck has actually been happening."
Mhm.
And then that part of Cena that everybody has tried to drag out of Cena, like Bray Wyatt,
Ray
Wayne
got it out of him though.
got it out of him. You could literally plant the seeds for like a heel Cena because that is something he said that he's wanted to do.
A Cena heel versus the babyface Cody.
Ooh.
But here's the
That's-
problem with
is-
that. If
this
this
is
wasn't a
Peacemaker's
retirement
Cena.
deal, that would work.
No, and then you could immediately turn him back.
Well, I'm saying, okay, like look
Oh,
at Bobby Lashley. Bobby's a good example of a heel turn that didn't
Lashley?
work. Bobby is
No
so
way.
universally loved by
That's true.
wrestling fans that a heel turn
Bobby.
did not work.
Yeah.
look. I think that this could work if Cena comes back day one as a heel. Like day one comes back. And I'm saying this like as a full send. Come back as a heel. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, no. This is like that moment, that pivotal moment that Cena could make this last year so fucking memorable. And what more memorable? The unturnable John Cena turning heel. Hogan.
Maybe.
When Hogan turned heel, that was like the turning point for WCW, right? If
But
you want to do
yeah.
something, if you want to do something memorable, remarkable, and that will be in the fucking history books, you have to turn Cena heel. And I'm calling that now. I don't think it's going to happen, but that would be great.
Here's my only thing about that. You have Final Boss Rock, who is a sore thumb right now in the Bloodline story. You're gonna have two of your biggest stars, arguably the last 30 years, be a heel?
Why not?
Because how does the Bloodline interaction stuff work then?
You don't need to have bloodline interaction.
I mean, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, that's
I mean, that could be cool, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking at like if you want to make a stamp on history while propelling the next generation, what bigger way than to turn Cena and then have him go over at Mania as a heel, as a fucking heel. Cena has never won a championship as a like at World Heavyweight Championship as a heel.
I think the closest, and I would argue to say this was a heel Cena, was AJ Styles and Cena at the Rumble.
Yeah,
that was practically heel Cena.
Yeah, but
you're not. What did he say? You're not the guy. You're just a guy.
Yeah, dude. On top of that, heel Cena, like close to heel Cena, and he was in a feud with Roman, right? And he buried Roman on the microphone, where he said, "I have to come back because you're not doing your job. I do my job part time better than you'll do it ever full time, right?" Like that was a heel moment, but I'm talking like full send heel Cena. Cena has the gear ready to go. All Cena's got to do is make that fucking turn. I don't think it's going to happen. I would love to see it happen. I would love to see heel Cena last final run.
I would love to see an overly aggressive veteran Cena over a heel Cena.
Yeah,
we're talking
because now we're kind of at the point where I feel like
fantasy booking. We're fantasy booking here.
Yeah. I feel like we're at a point where we have so many heels.
Well, I don't know. If you look at it though, like Rollins said that there's a lack of heels in the company. That there's a lack of good heels. There's a lack of good heels in the company.
That's true.
Yeah, but I also feel like social media affects that too, though.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's name the top heels right now. The Rock is still a question mark on what his alliances are, right?
Yeah.
You have the Bloodline. I'll count that as one. You have Kevin Owens. You have Drew McIntyre. You have the New Day.
Dom.
You have
Judgment
DIY.
Day.
You have Candice LeRae. You have Nia Jax.
Judgment Day.
Right.
Mhm.
And I'll count them as 1, 2 because there's too many fucking members.
New Testament. Final Testament.
Gunther.
Testament.
Final Testament. Right. That's 10 right there. And every single one of them named are on TV.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I guess I don't really know who the heel is with Seth and Punk. I'm assuming it's Seth is the heel.
It's got to be Seth in this case here. Everyone's going for Punk in this case here, I would think. I mean, it could be either one. It's like that's a thing. I think with this match in Netflix, we're gonna kind of determine who is the clear face and who's the clear heel at that point.
Yeah,
because
they're
with
going to be
Drew,
in LA. It's a very vocal crowd.
yeah, it's like with Drew and Punk, we already knew who the clear heel, the clear face was in this case here. Even though Drew hadn't fully embraced his dark side at that moment, but until like later on. So with Seth and Punk, Seth and Punk, we'll know by let's say 11 o'clock p.m. who is the true heel, who is the true face in this rivalry in this case here, and how it plays out.
What if Ray's partner is not Pentagon? What if they think whatever everybody's thinking is Pentagon is going to be Cena?
But Cena's advertised.
Yeah.
He's advertised for the show. He's not advertised.
But then you kind of want to have New Day start off hot with a win in this case here. Exactly. I would think this new heel, New Day or Kofi and Xavier, I should say, with a win. You don't want them being just that annoying heel that get booed all the time and then gets pins all the time, like Dom would in this case here. I think if you're re-establishing the New Day as a legit tag team, which they are, but you want to establish them as a mega heel, you want to start them off with a win in this case here. So I think, to your point, I think with Ray's partner, if it is Penta, I think he doesn't get into he doesn't get into the match, but then he tags in and then just turns on Ray right away and gives the New Day the win, or Kofi and Xavier the win there in this case here.
Yeah, it could be that, but it could also be the start to a feud for Cena if he gets taken out of the match, pulled out of the match behind the ref's back by Braun Breaker.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm fantasy booking here. I'm just thinking, but I mean,
I'm just trying to make sense out of that because, like, the Braun Breaker thing's a great idea, but like the thing with tag teams, and especially if it's their way of introducing Penta, the reasoning of having Penta being in a tag team with a veteran like Ray is to get him used to how a main roster crowd would work.
Yep.
Opposed to AEW, where they don't really have to worry about both sides of the camera. They got to worry about just where the camera's facing.
Yeah.
With Cena, I feel like wouldn't be a bad idea, but I also feel like if you're going to have Braun be that eluding factor,
it's going to be a long.
It would be a mess, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think it would be
Yes, I think with Cena, you have if you're doing Cena with Braun Breaker, you got to start with a promo with those two, because we got to see how they gauge between the two in this case here.
Yeah, well, we are very close to the road to WrestleMania. We're entering into a brand new territory with WWE and how they're doing stuff with Netflix, and I hope that they don't have the buffering issues that they had for Tyson and Jake Paul. I don't think that they will. I think everything's going to be fine. I watched the Christmas football game on Netflix. It was all fine. But anyways, as we always do, JR, what are you looking forward to in this coming week?
Everything coming up this week here with Raw, SmackDown, and then also New Year's Evil coming up this Tuesday. I'm very curious to see how the rosters are shaped up now with all this transfer window crap or whatever they call it in this case here. So it'll be very interesting to see the roster shaped up. By the way, forgot to mention this. So I did bring the WWE title to my poker tournament last week. In this case here, I entered in with the Roman theme, the good theme, not the one that's currently on there. And I ended up I ended up cashing, so I did end up winning about $600 in the.
Hell yeah.
Ended up in third place, so I almost defended my title, but unfortunately ran out of steam near the end there. But yes, the side note there. Other than that, that's what I'm looking forward to. I have 1 week left here with being alone in the house before my parents come back. So I'm going to be picking them up this week after their long trip and then start the process of moving out. So it's going to be very interesting going forward. So
congrats
Hell
again,
yeah.
man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
thank
congrats.
you. Thanks, man.
Chris, what you looking forward to, brother?
Man, Raw on Netflix is going to be special. I'm really enjoying this new era of WWE. I was talking to James about SmackDown last night. He's like, I didn't really care for it. I'm like, you got to remember, it's a 3-hour show. They got to figure out the pacing for a 3-hour show. And it's just
Exactly.
you're booking for 3 hours of television. That's not easy for anybody.
Yeah.
New Year's Evil is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see if they pull the trigger on Julia, which I'm assuming is the plan here.
It seems like it's a plan. Yeah.
And there is a lot of matches that is being set up and is already booked that is going to be great. I'm really excited for Cena, man. I'm a big Cena fan, always have been. I have one of his promos tattooed on my arm. I just really big Cena fan. I can't wait to see what the plan is for him going forward.
Absolutely. I think there's going to be a lot more tomorrow night that we see that we don't know about. 100%. Some surprises, maybe have an Undertaker appearance, whatever. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But yeah, I'm excited about the same bit. I'm planning a trip to Universal this coming year. So, yeah.
Yo, you better let me know when you're down in Florida.
I will.
Gonna meet halfway. That's 2 hours away from me.
Hell yeah, we'll do this shit together. But anyways, everybody, hope you guys have a good week. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for talking to us, Peter, Michelle, Alec, Byron, and Cece. Thank you for being here and hanging out. And until next week, where we talk about the fallout from Netflix and SmackDown and New Year's Evil. We will talk to you guys next week. Deuces, ooses.